In a high-stakes match that might have been the last straw for either man's title chances, Sandhagen prevails. With Merab de Vales closely observing, Sandhagen reminded everyone why he's still a force at 135. In the second round, what had begun as a striking battle took a sloppy turn when Figgy jumped for leg locks and ended up taking a number of clean shots, giving Corey plenty of time to rain down strikes from top position. The second round continued, where the first left off, with both men battling for lower body submissions, but when the Sandman twisted out of danger, he caused a knee injury that left Figgy compromised. Although the official result was listed as a submission due to injury, Sandhagen wasted no time in calling for a shot at the title, which would mean a fight with the winner of Merab and Sugar Sean. Given that no one at 135 had previously been able to finish the Brazilian, this finish undoubtedly put Corey's name back in the running for the title.
I think I deserve the title shot next regardless, you know? I mean, who else is there? Umar just fought for the belt, lost. Jan is coming off of a win, but also lost to both of the guys that are fighting. So I don't know how exciting that would be. I finished Figgy in a round and a half. Jan didn't finish Figgy. Jan got dropped by Figgy. Figgy, I think, maybe hit me one time. So I showed that I'm better. I showed that I'm the best guy and I deserve to be next.
There is a chance, and we're talking about down the line here, but there is a chance, let's say these guys fight in June and then they maybe won't fight again till the end of the year. Is there a potential that you would just sit out and wait that long for the opportunity, or would you want to stay active and keep going?
If it's the belt next, I'll wait. I'll wait. I don't know how long, but I'll wait.
If you could draw it up in your mind, obviously you don't think there's a bigger fight if Sean wins than you and O'Malley fighting for the title, but is there something really intriguing about fighting Merab because of how dominant he's been? Do you have a preference?
I mean, they're both pretty exciting, but to not be boring, I guess my answer would be me and O'Malley, because that's what the fans want to see.
In a recent YouTube video, Chaos Sun, it was predicted that Driz du Plessis would be the one to give Khamzat Chimaev his first defeat. While DDP may appear unconventional and awkward at times, he thrives in chaos, doesn't slow down, doesn't gas, and somehow keeps dragging elite fighters into deep waters where he thrives. This is the exact opposite of Khamzat, who explodes early, overwhelms guys in the first round and rides that momentum. In a 5-round war, that's when things get serious. Although Khamzat is a finisher, there is still a lot of uncertainty about what would happen if someone survived the first round and continued to come.
Very interesting how things have shifted and changed for Dricus. And I will share with you, if you asked me about that fight 2 years ago or a year ago or even 6 months ago, I would have quickly dismissed it and told you Chimaev. I would tell you Chimaev every single round. But I don't feel that way anymore. I feel and I'm seeing what other people are feeling and seeing. Now, if that fight approaches, we'll do an actual breakdown and make a prediction, and that's not what I'm doing right now, but I will tell you that the greatness of Dricus, while being a slow drip, it is something that is now not only witnessed, but recognized by the industry, and he did it in a very short period of time. My bigger takeaway, my biggest takeaway, was the respect that is now being shown to Dricus, because he did not get that, did he, guys? He didn't get that from any of us. He didn't get that from anybody. The Dricus story is a great story.
Once heralded as the next great thing in the UFC because of his elite wrestling pedigree, Bo Nickal experiences his first significant setback, and it's a devastating one. The hype surrounding Bo was enormous from the beginning. He was viewed as a future champion in the making, a wrestling phenomenon who was expected to dominate the division. However, at UFC Des Moines, that narrative came crashing down in the second round when de Ridder closed the distance, clinched up, and pressured Bo against the cage after an initial knee narrowly missed. The second one landed clean to the body, folding Noll and leading to a shocking TKO finish. It wasn't just one strike that did it, it was a reality check. Nickal has now left fans and the promotion extremely disappointed. Bo's inexperience, lack of striking defense, and unease in deep waters were all revealed. Despite his talent, he is still a work in progress, and in this game, hype only gets you so far. This defeat caused a stir in the MMA community, particularly since Bo has disparaged other fighters, including well-known figures like Khamzat, and now everyone is making fun of him. Dana White, president of the UFC.
I think he looked slow tonight. He got out-wrestled. Looked like he had trouble dealing with his speed and then getting out-wrestled. But
he looked flat. He didn't look sharp. He didn't look crisp. He hurt him with that body shot. He knew he hurt him with the body shot. He absolutely murdered this thing. And we all knew going into tonight what we had.
Where credit is due, give it. Despite being the underdog, Reinier de Ridder fought like the more complete and self-assured fighter. Known for his grappling skills, he demonstrated that he could hold his own on the big stage in one championship by maintaining composure, using deft pressure and timing the knee that stopped Bo in his tracks. This victory solidifies de Ridder's reputation in the UFC and demonstrates his ability to contend for a championship. When it comes to Arman Tsarukyan's recent decision to decline a bout with Mateusz Gamrot, Big John McCarthy isn't holding back. Arman stated that the UFC had offered him what he called a disrespectful matchup against the lower-ranked Gamrot. Big J retaliated by claiming that Arman is not in a position to be picky. By withdrawing from the eagerly awaited Islam Makhachev rematch, Tsarukyan already caused the UFC a great deal of trouble and interrupted one of the year's greatest bouts. Arman is now damaging momentum and making things more difficult for the promotion by turning down the Gamrot fight. Although Tsarukyan's refusal may have been related to timing and rankings, the UFC expects combatants to work together rather than make matchmaking more difficult after withdrawing from a main event that might have major title ramifications. When you go outside the rankings, this clash makes far more sense.
After all the marketing that is done on a world title fight, okay, now if you were hurt, you were hurt. Mm-hmm. You know, again, I've heard otherwise, but if you were hurt, you were hurt. So, okay, you had to leave that. But you walked out on that. Do you realize the amount of money that you cost that promotion? Okay, you cost that promotion. Just in the marketing that they put into it, there is millions of dollars that go into advertising and marketing. So you cost them that. Okay, now they want to put you in another fight and you're going to sit there and go, no, I'm going to turn that down. I'm not doing that fight. And the UFC for their entire, business life has had this ability to sit you on a bench. And I'm telling you right now, you're a young man and you've been a fantastic fighter, but you're 28 years of age. Moment of time in your career that you should be fighting.